Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Charles from the channel. Charles from the channel Books on Stereo. Almost messed up my intro, but I have a really special author here today that I'm talking to. I have the Jenika Snow. If you haven't read her books, I don't know what you're doing in the romance space. Like you write like the perfect, just like the perfect length amount of romance with like just like the right amount of heat level. I'm just like I can't stop. These are like candy, but I don't get any
Oh,
cavities. I
thank
just
you.
like see like another one. I'm
Yeah.
like. Jenica, stop with the pre-orders. I can't keep up. I turn around, I'm like, I'm still on the book 2 of the Liken series, and like there's already a third one
Oh.
coming.
Yeah,
But
I
how
try
are
to
you
stay
doing
ahead.
today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Like you are the queen of pre-orders. I never have to worry about what
Oh,
you're putting out next. I'm barely caught up with your backlist.
it's funny. I don't even like doing pre-orders. I
Really?
they they make me very nervous because it's like a deadline. But um, a lot of it's easier if I have it. It keeps me on task and stuff. So
Okay. Because I'm used to some indie authors like just like being radio silent, and then all of a sudden you turn around, they're like, "Oh, a new release." I'm like, "When did you? What?" I'm,
I
I'm like, way to wreck my whole
I could
schedule.
never do that. I could never do that. I think I'm too anal for that.
I like that you have pre-orders because then I pre-order them, but then when they actually land on my Kindle, I'm like, "Oh, dang, I'm not finished with the rest." So I'm like,
Well,
it's like
you
a
got
self-judgment.
yeah, a bad judgment.
But it's like I was like, I meant to read that book, but like now I have the third book. Okay. But I'm like, oh, Genicast is like this new brand new standalone, so let me just gravitate over to that. And then I'm like, oh
Well,
wait, I'm still in the it's still still need to read that series.
as a reader, I do that too. So I think that's pretty normal for us.
Yeah. I guess the first question that I wanted to ask you is how did you get into writing romance? Because you're so prolific in this space. Were you always a romance reader?
Um, no, well, yes, but no. I when I was younger, I was reading like Wally Lamb. So I don't know if you know who he is.
No.
He's like contemporary women. It's very deep, not romance at all.
Hmm.
But then I started probably a year before I started publishing. I was really into vampire romance, and it was my husband. He saw me reading all the time, so he's like, you should try writing. And I was, gosh, I don't think I could. I did eventually. It wasn't good. What I wrote back then wasn't good, but I'm glad he pushed me because I wouldn't be where I'm at if he didn't. So
Wow, that's amazing. I feel like your work, you kind of take a little bit of a detour from paranormal, and now we're getting more and more paranormal from you. So it's interesting to see that
yeah,
you started with vampire, and now you went like
yeah,
contemporary, and now we're back
yeah.
to the paranormal space.
Yeah, my I actually when I first started fantasy and paranormal and Taboo was like my main stuff that I wrote, and
Mhm.
then I did a large like chunk of time was contemporary, but paranormal's always been my favorite. I mean, shifters and vampires, and there's so
How
much more
can you not
fun I
love
feel
them?
than like I know than yeah. So yeah, so I'm back at it just because it's I don't know. I guess I've gotten the drive to write more shifters and
Hmm.
because they're just so much fun. I mean, I like that's why I like to read. So I guess I'm going back
And
to
I
the
like to
beginning
read,
of when
so
I
when I saw
started.
you going more heavily into paranormal, I was like, yes. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
I
was like,
love paranormal.
paranormal is my. I'm like, I love it. It's like the fated
Oh, same.
mates, the instant love. Like,
Yes,
if you put me in
yeah,
contemporary, you have to sell me on it, which you do in your books. I'm like, paranormal. I don't question it at all. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
that's a mate. Obviously, there.
yeah.
It's so funny. You
I'm the
just
same
change
as
the
you.
genre. I'm just like, I buy
I know.
it.
I've
I buy
tried.
it immediately.
I well, I think I've written just everything like trope genre wise since I've been writing. No, I don't know, paranormal. It's just I don't know. I just like it the best, I think.
Me
It's a lot
too.
more fun. You can just I don't know. It's not reality. Contemporary can be reality and paranormal's not obviously.
Yeah. And that brings me to your Lycan series, which I just like breezed through the book. I'm reading this way too quickly. I'm usually a slow reader, but how do I manage to read this book in an hour, read the first two books in an hour. I'm like,
Oh wow.
after the way you end the first book, I was like, I need to know what happens with Luca. I was like, I need to
What a
know. Like
compliment.
the
Thank you.
moment I was like, oh, I was like, he sniffed his
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah, I don't usually, I don't know if you'd consider that a cliffhanger. I don't usually do cliffhangers, but I don't know. I was really feeling it at the end of it. So I said, then I was like, I hope I can do his book, like his story justice. You know what I mean? Because I don't want people to hate me. Because a lot of people were, the way I ended it, they were really wanting his book, and I was like, I hope they don't hate me for how I wrote it. But
I wanted to message you if I already since I read it closer to when book two dropped, so I was like, oh okay, I have the second book, but I was like, if I read it when it first came out, I'd be like, Jenika, where's the second book? Like you can't tease me with that with Luca, and then just stop the book right there.
I know I hate that as a reader. I shouldn't have done that, but
But I absolutely loved it. It's like, especially for so many paranormals out there, like I love what you did with it. Like like the way
oh,
you kind
thank
of like
you.
described the lichen and the mythology. And I was wondering too, if you're going to expand upon this world and do like maybe go into like different, like move away from the wolves and then kind of go like witches, vampires. Is this like a world that you're gonna stay in?
Yeah, I actually have a lot of books planned. And so the first couple, were the werewolves, but then I have uh, you've read the second book, so Uncle Adrian. I have his book planned, and then I have um, like a bunch of other shifters. I have some dragon shifters, which I've never written before. Yeah, I'd like to write a whole bunch of other um, shifters because some vampires are fun, but other ones are fun to read and write too. I'm gonna try it. We'll see if readers like it or not.
Hey, we will like it. Like I'm talking on behalf of all the readers. We will like it. Like
Oh,
I I just adore paranormal. Like on all levels, it could be like super super bad, but I'm like, if you just give me vampires with fated mates, I'm automatically going to like it. I'm like, but like that's
same, same.
that's his. I'm like, but it's like, it's
Yeah, I get it. I'm the same way.
it's just
Yeah.
like so when I saw you write in the series, I was like, yes. But I also really do love your contemporary stuff, especially your Real Man series, which are like the
Oh,
perfect like bite-sized novellas that I can like
yeah. Those are
easily
yeah.
insert between books. I'm like, where did that idea for that series come from?
Actually, the first book, Lumberjack. I didn't plan on a series for that. I thought of a lumberjack, and I was like, that seems like a manly profession, chopping wood and stuff. So I'm gonna write a short story, and then and I was like, well, real man, they do these real men jobs. So then I had there was a biker and so on and so forth. So it just kind of started off as a standalone, but then people really like it. So I said, well, we'll try
Write
it on, and
more.
now it's like 20 some books into this series. So, but
And I
they're
love
fun to.
they're so much fun to read. Like you can tell you're having fun while writing them because like you strip out
Yeah.
all the inks, all the like all the other stuff. You just get like right to it. It's a trope.
Yeah, I have anxiety, so when I read very angsty books, I don't know if any other readers like this, but if I know an angsty part's coming in a book, I'll kind of skip over. So it gives me too much anxiety to read about the drama. So I was like, I don't want to put any drama and just smutty happy books. I'll write for it. So
Oh, that's interesting. I'm like the type where if characters forgive another character too quickly, and I don't think they should have forgiven, then I get angry and then I start skipping chapters. I was like, wait,
no,
it's
no, I get it.
like
Yeah.
everything else could be going 100% well in the book, and I'm just like, wait, why did this character do that? I'm like, this is gonna bother me for
You,
the rest of the book.
same. Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah.
Because like that reminds me too of like one of your standalones. I think it's so good. It's between the daughter and her step uncle. I think
um, is it so good?
yes, I think it's
Is
that
it old?
one.
So
It's an older
I've written a
one.
couple. I've written a couple like step taboo books, but yeah, I think that's the most recent one was so good.
Hmm.
It was her. Yeah, it was her step uncle.
And then when you drop
My
the hint that her father, the reason why her father got fired was because had a relationship with his employer's 20-year-old daughter. I love that so much. I was like, so the father, you can't be angry at anything your daughter does.
But aren't they always? Even though they do it themselves.
That's why when that scene happened when he caught them, I was like, I was like you have no right to be angry. But I was just sitting there
Yeah,
chuckling. I was like, you're literally dating
I
a
know.
20-year-old.
I know. I guess I just think fathers, they're going to be like, even though they know they do something stupid, but I mean, he doesn't have any room to be upset, but they still do.
Like I just love that so much. I was like, when you inserted that detail, I'm like, oh, this must be hereditary with these brothers. I was like, and then at first I was like, okay, where's the father's book? I was like, let me see if I can find if the father has a book, because like I need to know that romance too.
Hereditary.
That's a joke I made because I was like, wait, because I think the heroine's like 19, so it's like this has to be like a brotherly thing.
It's a competition. Like who can get them younger. I don't know.
I just love that you did that because it's like that just like made me chuckle because like it kind of broke from like what I see in a lot of books that kind of deal with that taboo subject, and like the fact that the father did it and it's like too. I'm like, oh wow. I was like, this is perfect now. I was like, the father can't get angry even though I know he's gonna get angry.
Yeah.
And the heroine's like, I'm cool with it. Like whatever. Like you date your 20-year-old, I date your brother.
Oh my gosh. Doesn't that sound so dysfunctional? I guess that's why it only works in romance fiction, huh?
That's why I just love reading that because it was like I like the little detail that you put in there because like it like changed the story a little bit. So I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. I was like, now I want that romance.
Well, I'm glad that you thought it was funny. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes people don't like that kind of stuff, but I mean, real life.
I'm like 100. You can go as dark as you want with me, Jenika. Like I'm a huge dark romance fan. I think I was reading some of your books and like something happens with another character. I'm like, ooh, that could be a romance.
I love dark.
Like,
yeah, I love dark romance. Dark. I don't know if I don't ever know if I could ever pull off writing like super dark, but oh yeah, I love the dark. Like sometimes I feel like, is there something wrong with me? Because I like it this dark, but I mean, it's popular, so it must not just be me.
yeah, is it like when I read Affliction by you, I was like, Jenica, I was like, go darker. I was like,
Oh,
you're like
I know
on the cusp of like dark. Like
I know,
it's so
I
close
know,
to be fully
and that was
dark.
I know, and that was like dark for me, but that's not even. I like them so dark it questions my morals.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah. So it was like when I read it, I was like, Jenica, like you're just so close. Just like one two steps. I think it was like with the Ricky character and his relationship with the heroine. I was like, ooh, is this gonna be like a hate love like Minaj type? I was like, I need to stop reading so many dark romances because it's just spoiling me for every other book.
No, I'm the same way. I like them dark too. So yeah, no, I would say for the type of dark reads that I like, Affliction is probably I would consider fluffy. Like it's not dark for what I like, but for the stuff I publish, I would say it's darker than my other stuff. But
if you ever want to write a true like, if you want to go fully dark romance on us, like I am ready. My Kindle is ready. There's plenty of us out there who are just like snatched up immediately. All you have to say is like put like a contents warning page. I'm like, okay, bye immediately. I don't even need it.
Okay, all right. Well, when I do come out with something super twisted, you remember you said you wanted it.
I'll just be reading. I'm like, wow, Jenica, this is like darker than I anticipated.
I may have to do a different pen name though. If I went really dark, I don't know if my like the Jenika Snow readers would be into that, but I don't know.
I feel like they might. Like dark romance is starting to get more popular. It's like it's getting there. Yeah. It's getting there, but I feel like there's like I know there's a whole discussion with content.
Yeah. Well, I think they were. I felt like they were like maybe a couple years ago. They were really popular, but I think people are maybe some of the content stuff, it's a little too sensitive, or maybe it triggers them, but I like them dark, so.
Like if you tell me a book is like so dark you had to take breaks while reading, I'm like, okay, where's this book? I need to buy it immediately.
What's the title? Who's the author?
I was like, shh. Like no one knows.
Well, you and I can read them in secret some way.
Like if you have like your books, like a couple of like Madison Faye, like when I go to like if I just need like an author who's going to deliver on the steam, on the quick readability, I'm like, Jenika got me. Like I can pick up one of your books, I'm like, okay, I'm good. Like 2 hours later, I'm like, okay, that was exactly what I needed
Just
for that moment.
a
I didn't need all the
smutty
angst.
palate cleanser.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they've
it's
called
like
them.
you do
They've
them
called
so
them.
well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of palate cleansers like reviews, and I'm like, that's okay. I like that the in between. It kind of settles, settles your center, or before you move on to something heavy.
Yeah. And two, even though I'm mostly an audiobook reader, like you managed to hook me and to get me to read like ebooks, which I was like,
Oh.
I feel like my identity is being compromised when an author is able to make me do that. Where I'm like, I know you have a decent like for the Real Man series. I was like, I think when I started, I didn't realize there were audios, so I read Lumberjack, and then I went back and bought the audio. And I was like, oh, 2, 3, and 4 are on audio too.
Yeah.
But then I was like, there's nothing after 5. I was like, well,
I
I was
know.
like,
I know. I'm not a huge audiobook reader. I've done a few, but yeah, I don't have a lot of audiobooks out. I don't know why, but there's a lot of audio. Like it's very popular audiobooks. So yeah.
yeah, but your narrators too are so good. Like Stella Bloom, I think, is one that you have quite
Oh yeah,
frequently, and she is phenomenal. I was like, I love this
yeah,
Real Man series so much. It's like
yeah.
it just hits all like I
She
just
was
like want the trope. I get exactly what I want from it.
well. Good. I'm glad. Yeah, she was recommended to me by another author, and she's fantastic. I love working with Stella.
Do you ever consider doing the rest of the Real Man series in audio?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
I don't. Yeah, absolutely. They're short. I don't know how. I guess I don't know how if audio listeners enjoy longer ones or shorter ones. But yeah, they're super short. I think. Right. I think they're only maybe a couple
90
hours in length.
pages? Yeah, like an hour or
Yeah.
two.
So yeah, but yeah, I definitely do all of them. I'd like to do all of my books eventually in audio. That'd be awesome.
Your books will kill. I own all your audiobooks.
Oh,
I love them all. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish your Liken series was on audio because it would be so good. I just imagine
it's
Ren's voice and Luca's voice. I'm like, oh, that'd be a good
I
audiobook.
yeah, that'd be the see. I'd have to. I don't know. I like when I was writing them, I pictured their voices in my head, and I'm like, I think if I did find the perfect voice, I don't know. I don't know if it would ruin it for me. And then I'm always afraid of like readers have when they're reading books, or they have certain vision and voices, and is it going to ruin it for them? But maybe not. They just get immersed in the story, and it doesn't matter. No, but I'd love to do the Likens. I actually get a lot of readers asking about that series going into audio, and I've never had any
Really?
series, yeah, any series that they wanted audio that bad. So I was like, well, maybe I should put them in audio. Well, then there's like Romanian. I'm like, oh, I feel like I'd have to find somebody who was fluent in Romanian, and
It'll be so worth it. Like it's just like your writing style works so well for audio because it's very character focused. Like I don't mix up characters. I'm like, wait, who is that character I read about in that book? Or who's this character? Like I can easily place them all. And so when I read the Lycan series, I just kind of the first two books I should say, I just kind of like blew through them. I was like, I love this. I was like, I love this.
oh,
I love
that's
it gives me
awesome.
like Cressley Cole vibes, like with the hero being super like into the heroine. I was like,
That's an
this is like
awesome
the
compliment. Yeah,
when I read this, I'm
awesome
like, people
compliment.
who love Cressley Cole will love the Lycan series because it just gives you all of that, but like in a condensed like very like heightened like dose. So you're just like you get exactly what you want, especially when they made those scenes, I was like, Jenica. I was like, what? I was like, this is like next level steamy.
Too dirty? Is there ever a too dirty?
There really isn't. I'm like the one who gets criticized for saying, I'm like, that could have been steamier. When I'm taken
Yeah,
aback by
I
a
want
scene,
it.
I'm like, whew.
I like them dirty, dirty. Sometimes though, I was like, well, maybe they're not dirty enough. I don't know, because I've been writing like those scenes for so long. It's almost kind of like immune. I'm kind of like immune to if they're like sexy or not. So
Mm.
I'm glad that you find them, because when you write them constantly, and that's your job. It's I'm sure other authors feel the same way. At least I hope it's not just me.
It's like whenever I get to your steamy scenes, I'm like reading pretty quickly. As soon as I like see keywords, I'm like, okay, let's slow down. Let's let's see what happens.
Keywords.
I like key into it immediately. I was like, what does this say about me? Like, you know, I'm listening to audio in background and I'm like completely fake, like not 100% paying attention. As soon as I know it gets to the steamy parts, I'm like, okay, hold on, let's check it up. What's happening?
That's funny.
I,
I mean, I take my time on those when I'm reading, and it comes to the steamy scenes. I take my time too. I don't want to miss anything. I don't
yeah,
want where anything goes. So
and you do make us wait in the Liken series. I was like, Jenica, what is
I,
happening? I was like,
I
I was
know,
like, how long do I have to wait?
I know. Well, you know what? They're turning into like, I'm not really a novel author. I don't really write novels. But like You Are Mine was like almost 75K, which is like humongous. And then the next book is almost 70K, and I'm giving myself a little bit of time, because I'm like, well, if these are going to be long, I don't want to rush it, and then they suck. So,
They would
but yeah, it
never.
is a. I'm always worried. I'm always worried they're going to suck and people are going to hate them. I'm always expecting the worst when they're released, but
Oh
yeah,
no.
I know 3 months between each book is a long time for me, because I
Mhm.
publish so frequently, but hopefully it can be forgiven because they're taking
It
so
is.
long.
Because I was shocked by the length of them because I usually expect your books to be around like the 150
Yeah,
ish mark, and I saw
yeah,
222 pages. I was like, do I trust this? Do I
yeah.
trust Jenica with this book? But then I picked it up and I was like, oh, I breezed through just like one of your shorter novels. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I trust you. I
So,
trust you. You can make it 300 pages. I'll get through it very quickly.
some readers didn't like it that long,
Really?
but yeah, I think maybe they didn't like it so long, which is okay. I'm not much of a which is I write a lot of short reads, but I actually don't read a lot of short reads, so I like them long and fleshed out. That sounds so bad. See, we're talking about Stevie. Uh, um, yeah, so I can see why, if they're used to shorter books, for me, they probably weren't digging the really long one,
Mhm.
but that's just how the story went. I'm sorry.
It worked well because I like too how you kind of broke up the chapters a little bit so that not all chapters were like 20 pages. Some are like 2 pages. Like there was varying length, so it like felt more page turnery. So I was like, I wasn't cognizant. I was like, oh, I think I when I read the first book, I was like, oh wait, I only have 5 chapters left. I'm like, where did time go?
Yeah, that's awesome. But I like it's such. I don't ever hear a lot of people. I mean, aside from reviews, but nobody like will say like that kind of stuff. So to an author, that just makes my whole like it's wonderful, because I'm always worried people are they hate they hate my stuff, or it's I mean, which is normal for authors. So hearing you say that you like it, yeah, it makes my week. It makes any views I get okay.
Yeah, because I was like, Jenica, it brings it home. Like,
Oh.
like even if it's not like 100% love, like I still like it. It's not like a book that I'm like, I'm gonna go on my YouTube channel, like let's rant and rave about this book, how it
Oh,
made me angry.
that's what I'm so worried about all the time. It's gonna really hate something I write, and they're gonna just have to tell everybody.
No, like I
Uh,
absolutely enjoy your books. Like I love when you promise a trope, you deliver on that trope. It's not like you get like a bait and switch, or like if it's like supposed to be like a best friends to lovers, and it's really like an enemies to lovers, and you're like, wait,
uh,
what happened? I was like, did I miss it? Did I read? Did because I don't read synopsis, so I kind of like see the tagline. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go in
just go
blind,
what
and
you
we're
go
gonna.
in blind, really?
Yeah, I'm a cover
Have
person.
rat. Okay, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
bad, so I see a
Me,
cover, I'm like, ooh, okay.
I'm like that too. But you know what? I shouldn't probably shouldn't read the synopsis because a lot of some synopsis I didn't enjoy, but I got the book anyways because the cover or the premise sounded good, and I actually loved the book despite not really being into the synopsis. So yeah, I mean, I can't believe you don't read the synopsis at all. Like you just go in blind and
No.
surprised.
I just like
Wow,
when I get your newsletter emails, I'm like, okay, I like all these covers. Okay, bye. And then I have
that's
no idea.
awesome.
So then I read
That's
it, I'm like,
awesome. You
oh, this is this. So I like when you sometimes do like the little mini synopsis in the books. I'm like, okay, now I know what it's about.
oh, that's awesome. I should try that sometime. Just strictly buy something for the cover and be surprised.
Mm-hmm. It will work out in your favor. No, if no, sometimes they do
Yeah.
get burned. The steamy covers, like there's
Well,
some
hey.
authors that have very steamy covers, and then you buy the book and you're like, is this closed door? I remember there was one book
Oh.
that I bought and I read it 3 times because I thought I missed something. I was like, what? I was like, is this like, did they just kiss and that was it? I was like, hold up. I
Oh
was like,
no,
this
that would
can't. I
be
was like,
that.
I was so confused. And then someone told me like, this is a clean author, right? I'm like, what?
Oh.
I was like, I already bought like 5 other of her books. Why are you telling me this
Oh.
now?
I've read clean romances, but I don't know. If I guess if I expected something like, steamy, it would kind of be a bummer opening it up. But hey, it's like doing the lottery, right? I mean, got to try
Mhm.
it. So I'm gonna start just clicking on book covers.
You will thank me. I have found like amazing, like that's how I found Lumberjack. I saw the cover, I was like, "Ooh, okay, click," and then I read, I was like, "Oh,"
Oh,
I was like, "Oh, this is this is." I didn't expect this to like get that steamy that quickly, so I was like, okay, and then I
oh.
saw your whole backlist. I'm like, "Oh wow, I'm gonna be quite busy."
Well, I can guarantee the steaminess. I promise they'll all be pretty dirty.
And then also too, I wanted to talk about too Wicked Bedmate, which was a part of the Heroes Club series, I believe that Amazon did. I don't know if it's still
um,
ongoing, but
yeah, the Cocky Hero Club. It's the Penelope Ward and Vi Keeland,
mhm.
like whole world. Yeah.
I love that book. I
Oh,
just like bought
thank
on a
you.
whim. I think I was like trying to make my way through the whole entire series, but then I just kind of lost track. I think I read a couple bad ones. I'm not gonna auto buy the book and the audiobook. I'm like, we're gonna take a break. But I read yours and I was like, this is really good. I was like, hold up. And then I think I read The Recluse right after. And then like all your like series that you participate with other authors. And I'm like, Jenica, stop writing so much.
Uh,
I was like, I can't keep up. But I was like, I just love it. So like I just look at my Kindle, I'm like, oh wow. I have a lot of like goodies to choose from today.
that's awesome. That's awesome. You're giving me big ego tonight.
As long as you write the dark romance, I won't have to roast you on YouTube. I'm expecting a dark,
Okay.
dark, dark
Oh
romance.
man. Oh man. Okay. I'm warning you. I'll write it eventually, but when it gets real dark, you can't say. You got to go in with an open mind.
I probably won't even read the synopsis. I'll just like go right in. I'm like, oh wow, okay. I was like, I wasn't prepared for any of this, but I like it.
I'm. It'll just start in way dark, just, and it won't. It'll just stay dark the whole thing. I don't. I mean, do you like your heroes in dark romance to have any kind of like redeeming qualities or anything like that, or does
They
it not
don't
really
have to.
matter?
I feel like I usually tend if they if they do have something redeemable, I like them to be redeemed. But I don't like when the author like kind of like goes over backwards to like make him into like the perfect shiny squeaky hero. I'm just like,
Yeah. I
just
like
let
it
the
to stay
hero stay
bad.
horrible.
Yeah. Oh,
Like that's the
yeah.
thing. I don't want him to be like a
Yes.
little like cuddly teddy bear at the end. I'm like,
Yes.
he did bad things. Let
Yes.
him do bad things, and then let the couple. I
Yeah.
think like Anna Zares. I don't know if you read Anna Zares.
Yes.
She does it
She's wonderful.
I think capture me. That book, like the way like all her heroines, the way they kind of go through like all the mental gymnastics, like for why they want to stay with that, because guys don't change. They're like very much like, this is who I am.
Bad.
This is what like we're just bad. And I just like how they just
Yeah.
kind of go through that. And I was like, this is really good because like she doesn't redeem the heroes in the
Hmm.
end. They just stay bad. It's the heroines that
Yeah.
learn that they have some of that darkness in themselves, and that's why they
Yeah.
choose to stay with them. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
I
Those are
like this.
good.
Even
I
though you
like
put me through
this.
the ringer,
Yeah.
you put me through the ringer, but I was like, just leave him. He's a he's
Yeah.
a douche.
Yes. Yes.
But at the end, I'm like,
Yes.
oh, but the steam is really good between you two. So I'm like, don't leave.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you. You've written so many different tropes, so many different subgenres as well. Because you do also have a thriller pen name too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I co-write that Marie Snow with Jordan Marie. And we,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So Marie is for Jordan Marie, and then Snow is Jenika Snow. And I co-write other like romance with her. So we decided
Hmm.
to try our hand at psychological thriller. So we wrote a novel and then a novella that kind of ties into it, which there's no romance, really no romance at all in that. So which was a big, I know. I mean, I know. You had a heart attack.
That hurt. Because then I would have been going in. I'm like, oh, this is like from Jenica Snow. So I'm like, it has to have like some type of like
Oh,
simmering
well,
romance.
it has something. It's not. You'd be disappointed if you're going and looking. It's not romantic at all. So
Oh
yeah,
no.
I'll save you. I'll save you from being disappointed and shocked. Yeah, it's yeah, no.
But now I'm like super excited because I do love psychological thrillers, and I feel like romance authors like do really well in that space too. Like, because I know like A. Tor has like a couple psychological thrillers. Like a lot of authors can move into that space because I feel like just your writing, it's very readable, it's very propulsive. So you like, and I can see if you add a mystery element to it, like I could just see myself just like, what's happening? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen next?
Yeah, I it's very different than what I write. Really, I mean it's a psychological thriller, so there's like crazy people and stuff. But and even though it's not a romance, we have a romantic element in there, but it's not enough that I would like market it
Call it
as.
around.
Yeah, no, but yeah, it was fun. I was glad we wrote it.
Oh,
I'd always wanted to write something, you know, serial killer or like stuff like that. So we just gave it a go, and yeah, so I'm glad we did it.
so now you can write a serial killer romance. Like that just popped in my head as soon as I'm like, oh, that must be. See, that's the thing though with dark romance.
Oh,
I
see,
see
I know.
romances. I'm like, I shouldn't be thinking that could be a thing.
Oh, I would love that. I would love to read something like that. I'm sure somebody's written. I'm sure there's got to be serial killer romance out there.
There
But yeah,
isn't a
I'd love.
ton. There isn't a
Really?
ton. I know there's Born Madly, I think by Trisha Wolfe. It's like
Yeah,
a Dexter.
Trisha.
That's the one I know. That's the
Oh,
biggest one I
okay.
know about. But no, I
Yeah,
can't
I
think
like
of
the
like
guy's
any major
deranged.
ones.
You know?
Especially when you see it on page. I like when it happens on
Yeah,
page. I don't want it to
yeah.
happen off page.
I know. Just describe how crazy he is. And I like it especially more. I like it when they're crazy, but when they do crazy stuff, like because of the heroine, like they'll kill somebody just for looking at her, like literally kill me just for looking at her. And then I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like, why? why do I like? Because in real life I wouldn't like this, but I like it in the books.
I 100% agree. I 100%. It's like when sometimes I don't recommend books to a lot of people because I'm like you had to like have like start like already read like the kind of starter romance before you kind of graduate to where I'm at in my
Oh man,
romance journey.
when you have killer romance wrecks, please pass them my way. The
I'm
darker, the
I'm
better.
looking. I'm looking. I was like, where's all my dark romance? I know everyone there's Pam Godwin, but I know there's
Mhm.
more out there that I'm just like, you're out there somewhere. I'm like, I need the
Yeah,
darkness.
yeah. Have you read Sky Warren?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Those are
She's
really, really
good.
good books. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Really
know. I've
good.
got a ton of. Yeah, when I try to think of dark romance authors, I'm drawing a blank, even though I know there's a whole
Mhm.
bunch. But yeah,
I completely agree, but that's why I like my super dark, steamy. Like, don't bring anything to me that isn't steamy, because then I will have a fit. And like, what is this? I'm like,
yes,
I was like, no, 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 no,
yes,
no, 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 no. I was like, go
yes.
rewrite it, bring it back to me, and then I'll read it, or I'll go and grab one of your books. I have done that before. I grabbed a Real Man book and read it in place of where a steamy scene should have been in another
Oh,
book, just like.
oh, that's funny. That's funny. I reread steamy scenes out of books, like just because they were so steamy. They were so good. But yeah, I've never read anything. I do read books where I'll get used to like very descriptive terms used, and then I'll read
Mhm.
another book and they won't use like the
It's
good
very
words.
flowery.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, it's like, just be vulgar, just really be dirty.
It's fun watching like those books like describe what's happening and like using like all the different adjectives that they can like manage to think about. I was like, that's why like some people when they read romance like the throbbing member. I'm like, what?
Oh my gosh. I know. When I first started reading, they this was way, way back in the day, but they would use words like sheath. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no, I was like that. I don't know what that reminds me of, but it doesn't remind me of that. But I don't know if people use like purple prose words anymore, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever heard throb. I don't think I've read it in a book. I don't know what I do if I read throbbing member, but
Then stay clear of historical. That's like where you'll find that term most
yeah,
likely.
okay, okay, okay.
I wanted to ask you, are there any like different subgenres or any tropes that you do want to tackle that you haven't already tackled yet?
Um, Aside from really, really dark romance, I think I think I've written. I mean, because I've been published since 2009, I've
Mm-hmm.
tried. I feel like I've tried my hand at almost all of them. I don't know. I would say really, really dark, but like I said, I'm afraid to go that dark because I don't know what people would would think of me if they if they go from real man to that. They might not. They might think something's wrong with me, but
It's fine. It's fine. Like I think when I hear that books get banned off of Amazon, then I'm like, ooh, where can I find this book?
I've
Like
had
that's like the
some.
ultimate tester. Like then I'm
Yeah,
like, ooh, I'm like, why is I think like one book was like
I'm the
The
same.
Wild by K. Webster. I read it.
Oh
I was like,
yeah,
hold up, hold up, hold up. This is not that. I'm like, if you read to the end, like she's adopted. Oh, sorry, I didn't
yeah,
mean. I think
yeah. That.
sorry for those
Oh
who
no.
haven't read it.
I love that. I love that book. I even bought the paperback before it was taken down because I was like, I have to have a copy of this. But yeah, I like taboo stuff, and but I know some readers don't care for the even if it's pseudo like
hmm
taboo, they don't like it, but I really like it. Step uncles, like yeah, I really like it. But
I like it too. Like anything taboo related. The only thing that's
yeah,
like you have to do well for me is like cheating in books. That's like the only
you know
my
what?
kind of like hard. It depends on like if
Yeah,
it's like some books is like everyone's cheating, so I'm like okay whatever. but like it
Yeah,
depends on
I
the
know that's
book.
a yeah. I know that's a hard pass for a lot of readers. I don't know, I kind of like it. Like, have you ever read
Hmm.
Thoughtless? See,
Yeah, I
it worked. I
have.
don't know. I liked it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I liked
It
it.
worked.
In that, I don't know if I've read a cheating book since, but I don't know. You know, the hard passes for me are like um, if animals are getting hurt, even if it's just like
Ooh.
um,
Mhm.
you know, it's still sad or whatever in the book. I don't know. I just will stop reading the book. I just can't. I can't do it. So.
I would have recommended you a book, but then an animal gets killed at the end.
Oh,
It's a dark
is it a
romance.
bat? Is
It's a
it like
good
a
book.
pet? Is it a
Yeah, it's a
pet or
pet.
is it like a wild? Oh
It's a
no.
pet.
Is it like an oh no. Is it like very descriptive? Cuz
Oh
I
no,
mean if
it's
it's
like maybe like a two sentences.
like a
Well, when I discussed it with a friend, we both kind of chuckled because we're like, after all this happened, like why did the rabbit die? It's like the
oh
one random. It's like the hero
oh
was so
no.
attached to this rabbit, and then things happen. The rabbit's dead. Another person dies, and they just bury them in the backyard. And we're
Oh
just like,
no.
we're just like, how did a student teacher romance go from that to that? It was just like a funny detail. We're just like, a rabbit?
Uh,
And why did they kill the rabbit?
oh no. I read a story. I wonder if it's the same one. Well, I don't think this is it's dark romance, but the I think he was a teacher and he had a pet rabbit and he'd take it out on a walk and stuff on like a leash. But I
Uh,
don't know if I don't
mm-mm.
I've never okay, then yeah, I don't but no, this one
Yeah,
did this I don't think this
it's
one
a
died.
heroine. I would say it's like the lightest of the dark books. So
Okay.
there's like a lot of sexual assault that happens on page, but it's like not like I
And you're
consider it like
like
light dark. Like if you were new to
okay.
dark romance, I was like, this is not off the deep end. It's not like dubious
No, well
consent, which I love. Like
oh,
dubious
I
consent,
love
give me
it.
menages,
Yes.
foursomes. Like Katie Roberts, like you two. I just need like you two to like come together and write a book because it would just like it'll just shut down all of our Kindles. It'd be like, what the hell
Oh.
do they come up with?
Well, now I got to. You know what? I think I saw one of her books being promoted. Is she just had a new release, didn't she? It was.
Hmm.
Is it Hades and Persephone
Hmm.
retelling?
Hmm.
Have you read it already? It really
No, I
caught my eye. The
haven't.
cover alone caught my eye,
You would like her
and I like.
vampire series. It's a
Oh,
foursome.
oh, okay. Is it so? Is it like all dudes and one girl, or?
Hmm.
Oh, okay, all
And
right,
they all they all get like
okay,
if I described like what
okay.
the whole plot of like what they're trying to do, it's very romancy and like if you're not a fan of romance, you're going to like laugh at it. But essentially she needs to get pregnant with their baby
Oh,
to like overthrow her father.
okay. No,
And
I
that's
like
it.
that. I like that. I
But
like that.
when you read it, like you don't know like the fourth guy gets brought in later on and then like they're all vampires. There's like it's like blood play. It's like definitely like if you're not it's not for the faint of heart.
No,
But it's
I do
so
like. There's like
good.
biting. I like biting
Hmm.
and stuff. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So I'm gonna have to. What I'm gonna check her out now simply because of
Yeah.
that. Her needing to get pregnant, so she's using four guys. I'm gonna do it.
This is like if you're not a fan of romance, it's like this is not the book I would recommend. I recommend because it's like it's just pure like just like your books like they're like pure tropey. They're just like guilty. They're not even guilty pleasures. They're just pleasures of mine. But you can call them guilty pleasures. They're like for a romance reader. That's exactly what a lot of times we want in books. And then we can also go to our other books where like you have like a 600-page book where it's like very slow burn, or like Marianne's
Yeah,
a Potter book. But sometimes you just want like that quick, boom, 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 the
yeah.
build up. That's like I love your build up. Sometimes I was like, Jenica, just have it happen in chapter one. I was like, why do I have to wait until like chapter 10?
I know. I'm always like, if I have D on the first page or like the first chapter, like are readers like gonna like is it gonna suck later on? You know what I mean? Or but I think readers want D on the in the first chapter.
Yeah,
Like
feel like
I
something.
think
Especially if it's paranormal and the first line is that's my mate. Then two paragraphs later, then they're going at him like, okay, I'm fine with that. Paranormal, I forgive everything. I'm like, if you just give me
Uh,
vampires, werewolves, I'm like, okay, we're good, we're good.
yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, okay. I'm going to write a book where it's the first chapter is just keywords for you. So
Yep, yep. That's the easiest way to draw me into a book. I'm like, ooh. I was like, what's
I've
happening?
written back in the day. I wrote books, and the first chapter was like before the hero and heroine got together or even met. Like the hero was like it was a sexy scene between another person. I don't know if that'd fly these days. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't think,
I feel like it
but I do.
could. I feel like
Yeah, I
romance readers
mean,
would be like, why is the hero with anyone else but the heroine? But I'm like, they haven't met yet. Calm down.
I know that's how I know. I'm like, that's how I feel too. I mean, I like reading when the in other books before they the hero and heroine meet. I like reading them with other people. I like descriptive chapters of them with other people, but not everybody does. So
I like it, especially if you give us a
yeah, I
little
do
bit of
too.
steam, a little bit of
Yeah, I
steam.
do too.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Like sometimes I'm like one of those people like if you can include like a sex scene at the end of the book, that immediately jumps you up a star. I don't know why, but it always
Just
just
end
helps. It just always
just
helps. I'm
end
like,
it.
you just end it with a scene. I'm like, okay, I was gonna give you a three, but now you got a four. I don't know why, but that just like ending just did it for me.
Oh, that's funny. Note to self: always end the book with a sex scene.
Also, too, what else do you have upcoming? I know we have a third book in a Liken series coming up. I know you
Mm-hmm.
have a ton of other pre-orders. So what else is coming up next for you?
Um, so a lot of the pre-orders that are up are re-releases. So they're from like my publisher. So that's why there's so many up there. They're nothing new, but I do have the fourth Likens book. I did put up the other day for pre-order, and then I have a darker mafia book that's on pre-order, and I'm really excited. Actually, I can't really say anything about it yet, but
Mhm.
it's a multi-author collab of like darker mafia reads. I'm so excited. Like the authors involved, I'm so excited. I can't wait
Oh
to.
no,
I can't wait. So yeah,
I
so
can't
it'll be
wait.
darker. So if you like the heroes
Mhm,
with scenes of them just being really bad and doing bad things, then that one I'll have some.
mhm.
I'll have that in this that upcoming book. So oh, and then I have another
Ooh,
shifter book. Yeah, coming
is
this
it
month.
related to Likens or is it
No,
different world?
it's a novella, so it's not long like the Lichens, but it's a new wolf shifter book, and I have nodding in it. Do you know what that is?
I do. I read a an MM Dragon romance, and the things that happened, I was just actually latched on. I was like, this is wild. I was like, but I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah. I put it in this one just because I don't know. I was feeling frisky, maybe I don't know, but I was like, I hope people like it because I mean, I've done like a nodding scene before, but
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've really done it in any recent shifter books. So yeah, this one, I guess it's a little bit dirtier in that regard, but
Ooh,
yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I need to make sure that I'm covered on my pre-orders. So I'm gonna go to Amazon and make sure that I'm like, okay, I have all them pre-orders. Like I don't forget. I will because I probably will forget, but like as soon as it lands on my Kindle, I'm like, oh, I remember I pre-ordered that. Thank you, Past Charles.
Oh. Well, yeah, hopefully you like smutty shifter nodding. So
Yep. I'm just like the
yeah, I kind
steamier
of
the
like,
better. There's no such thing as like too
yeah,
much steam.
same.
There isn't. There really isn't a
Yeah,
thing.
agreed, agreed.
And then two, this is probably going to be a very tough question. What are some of your favorite authors? Or you can go or you can go books.
Oh, well, my top is J.R. Ward. Um,
Hmm.
top. I actually have an entire shelf in my office.
Oh, really?
It's just of her Black Dagger. Have you read her Black Dagger Brotherhood? Yeah, I really love
No, I
those.
haven't.
And then
I haven't.
you
I
what?
haven't.
You've never?
I
Oh my
haven't.
god! Ah, no. Okay, so you have to. Okay, it's. I'm at a loss for words.
That was like,
It's vampire.
I said that, I was like, kind of turned my head away. I read Chrisley Cole. Okay, my defense, I
Uh,
read Dark Lover. I read the first book. I just haven't
okay,
continued.
okay. Yeah, no, I love him. I love him. Dark Lover. The first three are super, super steamy. It just didn't catch your attention, or just
No, I'm just bad with series. I'm
oh
like the one person
yeah,
who starts a series. I add the second book, but then I don't dive right into the second book. I read
yeah.
20
Okay,
other
and then you
books and I'm like, oh wait, I have to get around to that
yeah,
series. Or sometimes I just binge. But I was like, oh, it's like 18
yeah.
books. I'm like, ooh.
It
I was like,
yeah, it
I
is.
need to be in the right mood.
Yeah, it is, and the books are long. They're really
Mhm.
long. So,
But
but yeah,
I
so
like Dark
she's
Lover
my
a lot.
yeah. I'm it's the vampires did it for me. I just really love vampires. Sky Warren, I really love. I'm drawing a blank. I like Katie Evans. Have you read her
Oh,
reel?
mhm. No, I
I
haven't
really like.
read.
What?
I read another book by her. It was the one where she took a guy and turned him into like a billionaire or something. I forgot what it was. Or am I getting my books mixed up? I haven't read Real
Oh,
though. I bought
I,
the ebook.
oh, it's good. It's good.
I
He's
heard
like,
good things about it.
yeah, it's good, and it's super like super steamy. Yeah, super steamy. I like Laura Lay. If you have you read Laura Lay?
No, I
She does
haven't.
shifters. Yeah, she's really good shifter stuff. So, or shifter
Mm,
books, really good. So, yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch, but I'm drawing a blank.
that's fine. I know it's a very tough question to ask like
Yeah,
your favorite authors. And I am
yeah.
a little hurt that you didn't mention Cressley Cole, the amazing Immortals After Dark.
Oh no, I love her as well. I'm in right now, and I'm like looking at my bookshelves, and the first ones that pop up is what I'm telling you because I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, Cressley Cole's wonderful. I mean, obviously she is. It's shifters and yeah, so
That's a good list. That's a good list.
yeah,
I
it's
will
not
definitely
bad.
go and read the Black Dagger Brotherhood. I think I
Yes,
bought a
yes,
couple of the
yeah,
audios. I think
yes,
I'm
yeah.
pretty
It's
sure I did
good.
at one point, but I just like haven't gotten around. I'm like really bad with like I'm like so bad. I'm like the worst. If I'm like not
Yeah,
like 100% binging it, then I'm like, ooh,
yeah,
Jenica has a
yeah.
new book out. Oh, this author has a new book out, and then I'm like, oh
And
wait, I have to finish
and
that
when they're long
series.
books, yeah, and when they're long books, sometimes it takes the steam out of you to, you know, to go because you're not in the long book at the moment. So
Hmm.
yeah, I get it. But yeah, the Black Dagger Brotherhood's incredible. So if I highly recommend it.
Okay,
I'm probably like a crazy
I will go
fan.
back and I will go back and read it. Like, cause now
Yeah,
I'm like, okay,
definitely.
I stopped putting it off. I will go and read it. Everyone has been telling me to read it. But I was like,
Yes,
do I want?
yes.
I was like, let me. Okay, it's like, but I was like, okay, I'll officially go and read it. I will research Dark Lover and then like just binge, because I think
Yes.
they're on my Hoopla too, which is nice. So I don't have to buy all the audiobooks.
Oh,
I think, which I think is gonna save me.
yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, because they're long. So be warned, they're really long, but they're really good. So I don't think you'll be
Okay,
disappointed.
okay.
Yeah, and the steam's there. So
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good.
yeah,
Because sometimes I don't
yeah.
know what like traditionally published books. I'm like, I know indie can like just go off on the Steam.
Well, okay, I'll warn you. It's not like I use like the c word and the p word,
Hmm.
right? And all that. So it's not like that, but they're descriptive enough to where
You get
it's
it.
good. It's good.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah, it's good. So
okay. I was like, I love my indie romances because they could just go there. There's some books
yeah,
I've read
yeah,
that I'm like, I didn't know that was a kink, that I knew was out there, but now that I read it, I think someone asked me, I think it was like the Cinderella trilogy by Kay Webster. Someone asked me what was
Oh,
my favorite kink, and I
yes.
said that, and they're like, they just all looked at her. I was like, just you had to read it to like get it.
Oh, I bought the second two, but I was lucky to get an early copy of the first book. Oh my God. It was like the dirtiest book in the best way. But it was almost like it wasn't dirty like vulgar. It was dirty like,
Mhm.
oh my God, this guy is like a sexy pervert. Like
He's twisted.
I yes, I loved it. I loved it. You're so good.
That's why I love when like romances can surprise me. 'Cause I don't think it was
Yeah.
ever on the synopsis that that was going to be the kink involved. So like I was reading
Yeah,
it and
no,
I was
it's
like, I'll pay you $100 to do this. I'm like, what? It's like, what is
yeah.
happening right now?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't and it would like even the stuff he was asking wouldn't be considered super like
Like,
sexual, but it was just
yeah.
so dirty the way, you know what I mean? I loved it. Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
It's like that's a book I need a request from you. Like we have dark
Oh.
romance. We have boning in the first chapter. I'm gonna add in menages in there. We're gonna add some foursomes. We're gonna add some like five somes. We're gonna add
I
some
got
reverse
I
harem.
have I actually have some on pre-order that are the re-releases. They're Alien, Reverse Harem, three dudes and one woman. Yes. No, so they're alien guys, right? So they're kind of they got some stuff going on because they're not,
They got some different.
humanish. Yeah. But yeah. Okay, so boning in the first scene and some dirty kinks. I
Mhm.
can do that. Oh, and dark room. I can try
That
at
like
least.
that's my bucket list. If you combine them all three in one book, like kudos to
Oh.
you.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
And I know just the people who I can like send the book to in BookTube that would just absolutely eat it up. Like if you want a good dark romance recommendation, I recommend Her Soul to Take by Haley LaRue. It's a horror
Okay.
devil romance. No, not
Oh.
demon. I think it's a demon. Or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but
So
it's like set
he's
in this
not
town. He's not human
he's
though.
not human. Oh, okay. I like that.
So like he
Yeah, I
basically
like the
gets summoned
monster.
by his family, and then he's sent out to kill the heroine. But then he kind of
Oh.
catches feelings, and there's like some very dirty kink involved.
Oh,
I was
okay.
shocked when I read it. I
Okay.
was like,
Oh, really?
whew, it
Like good shocked?
it's good. Like I immediately read that, and I read all her other novellas because I was like, this is
Okay.
amazing.
Okay, well I'm gonna check it out then. Yeah, I've there was one book I read. I didn't know what to expect, but I loved the author, so I just bought it, and it had a specific kink in it I had like never read before or even thought about, and I was like,
Mhm.
gosh, like I like this, even though it doesn't sound like something I if I thought about it I would have liked it, but reading it I was like, oh, okay, I
I was
see,
like, I
I
get
get
this.
why
I
it's
vibe with
I
this.
get it. Yeah, I get it.
That's what I was like. I feel like
I'm
dark
glad I'm not
romance
the
has spoiled me. And your books have spoiled me too, because now I'm just like, okay, but what if this happens and what if this happens? That's a book. Let me message Jenika. I say, like, put this on your bucket
Oh.
list.
I'm gonna start leaving little breadcrumbs just for Charles in the books. Just so if you see something, they're like, you know what? I think I told her about that. Just remember, I put it in there because you had mentioned it.
I just go like, I picked up on it. I was like, hold up. I was like, wait. That one line that you said right there at the end. I was like, is that a romance that's gonna happen? I'll just pick out like the
uh,
tiniest things and be like, Jenica, I need you to write a romance for like this couple, and I think it needs to be a monster romance that's set in space. Just trust me, just go with it.
oh, I'd love to write a monster romance that he doesn't look
That's
like a
like
human.
I'm like I want to see. I
Yeah,
haven't read one yet, but I'm like I'm so interested in reading some.
yeah, yeah. So am I. I don't think I've ever. I know they're out there. think I've never
Mm-hmm.
read anything to where they're usually anything I've read, they're like humanoid. No,
Mm-hmm.
I want somebody who's like,
Like a
he's
sea
like,
kraken.
oh my God. Oh my gosh. Hey, I'll read
I'll
once.
read
Okay, I'll
anything.
try it. I'll try it. I'll try it. I may like it. I probably will like it. I don't know.
So I was like, with some of the like books that like really hit it off on me, I'm like, ooh. I'm like, I can't really tell people because then they're gonna low key side eye me when I describe the
Oh
plot of
no.
the book.
Oh no. Tell me. I will never side eye you. I'll be like, let me go one click it. So at least,
That's
yeah.
the
So
same as me. Like,
no. Yeah. So know that you're not the only one. I as well like super questionably dark reads and
mm-hmm.
monster sex too. I will take.
I feel like there's very few things that would just make me go like, no, sorry,
Yeah.
that didn't work. That didn't work.
Yeah. I
If
felt
you do
yeah.
it well, I'm like, okay, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
It worked. I
I
could
think
see
if
it.
you yeah, you can I think if it's done well, you can make it sexy.
Yeah, you
I
can
think you
convince
can.
me. You can convince me.
Yeah.
Like especially
Yeah. I
if
got an
I'm
open
reading, I'm
mind.
like, whoo. I was like, whoo. That was
Yeah. Yeah.
whoo.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I got an open mind. I'll read just about
hmm
anything. So yeah. Might not
As
like it,
long as
but I
you,
probably will.
yeah, I probably will. I was like, I didn't thought of like
Yeah.
a horror romance until I read that book, and I was like, now I just want more books like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
It's
good.
yeah. You said it's my soul to take.
Her soul to take.
Her
hmm
soul to take. Okay. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, so the
Yeah,
hero
definitely.
wants basically like makes a bargain saying, I will protect you from the people trying to kill you if you give me your soul for all eternity.
Oh, okay. I like that. Because if he's douchey right off the bat,
Yep.
okay, and he's only doing that because he's so possessive, right? He
Yep.
only wants her. Yeah, sign me up.
hmm
Yeah, that sounds like my kind of
Yep.
book.
And the heroine's very feisty, very independent, like kind of stands up to him. It's like, oh, it's so good. There's like daddy kink in it.
Yeah.
There's like all types of
Oh,
like I feel like the contents warning gives you a very good indication of what you're getting into. So like I wouldn't give it to people who wouldn't be into that thing. I think I recommended to one friend and then they read the contents warning page and they were like, I can see why he recommended this to me.
oh man, now I'm very intrigued. I am. I'm going to. I'm gonna one click it and then I'm going to read it and then I'm going to tag you on Instagram. This is what Charles recommended. It's incredible because I'm sure it will be.
It's good. It's a three I think it's around 350 pages, but
Okay.
it reads so quickly and there's no news on the next book when that drops. But like
Oh,
get a really good hint.
is it like a cliffhanger? Which I don't care
No,
about cliffhangers, but
it
oh,
resolves, but you get a tease
oh,
for a character that pops up, like
oh,
what
okay,
her book would be.
okay,
But I was like, oh,
okay.
it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. You will
All right,
love
well,
it, trust me.
I'm gonna give it a go.
But thank you guys so much for watching. I will link Jenika's links all down below so you can go pre-order a book. I highly recommend that you check out the Liken and the Real Man series. You won't be disappointed. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys with a brand new video. Bye
Bye.
everyone.